Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope you're all having a good Monday. I'm just waiting on Sheets to pop on in and give out the good news because I have been in a struggle city, and apparently, I missed all the right Dodger nights, so I didn't play on Friday. Wasn't able to, so I'm ready, and we didn't get the Dodgers today, unfortunately. So that's a little bit of a bummer. As Rody says, let's get it. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll get this thing moving. So basically, I think it's actually a pretty good slate for an 8 gamer. I think you've got really like legitimate options basically in every game that I think are viable stacking options. The ones that I'm sort of more prone to use here are going to be Texas and Atlanta. And then I'm getting to Boston for pieces. I understand Boston with a full stack maybe is a no-go, but like pieces, I think you definitely can make it happen. And it's just the fact that it's a very bad lineup and they're all very cheap that makes me not want to go full stacks, and they're going to be so popular. So I just don't think Boston as a full stack it would be like the equivalent of playing a Coors stack on an 8-game slate. This is going to be insane chalk. And I just think that I would probably rather just use them as pieces. Anyway, Sheets, how's it going, man?
Pretty good.
I was just going through some stacks.
I just updated
Oh, awesome.
the projections and stuff. Let me just upload them to the site real quick.
Yeah. I'll keep going real quick. I'll just say my pitching. I did end up doing some double down with double spending downs with some Dunning and Sandoval. I think Peralta and Cease in the mid tier make a lot of sense. And on FanDuel, where I'm playing one pitcher, I'm actually going to play Cole over Strider because the ownership difference is probably at least 3-1. So that's what I'm doing over there. But on DraftKings, I'm basically only playing Strider and Cole together. I'm not playing them separate. I will have I might have a Cole Peralta lineup. But I'm sort of trying to get away from some of the chalk on. Look, I said it's a good 8-game slate, and I'd like to try to find ways to get a little bit off of, the chalk as much as possible. So if I'm not playing Boston as a full stack, and if I'm not playing, much Strider, I think that's one way to do it.
Right.
So that's what I'm doing.
I lied. I there's one more thing I have to fix. But I will say, like, for openers, I'm still I was still getting the same thing I was getting before, and like paying for those pitchers. I'm doing like the exact opposite of you. I pay for those pitchers and I'm playing crap like Kansas City. So I have to figure out what exactly I'm going to do. You think Boston's going to be really popular, right?
Yeah, they're going to be mega chalk. It's literally like a Coors type of like ownership. I'm going to take a quick look here. Should do this ownership? Let me just see. I'm just looking at yours and theirs. Yeah, I think you're going to see Boston. You've got them a little bit lower, but I still think that maybe not. Actually, I was looking at FanDuel before. Boston is I guess you could make an argument for him because you're going to like Cassis. I don't think is going to be that popular. I don't know. I still think that I just don't want to play the 5-man personally. And so pitching wise, that's what I'm doing. Again, the guys I have the most of, FanDuel, I'm using Cole. DraftKings, Peralta, Cease, Sandoval, and Dunning are my highest owned, and I did get weird and play a Gavin Williams, Ken Waldichuk lineup, but it's not anything huge.
What about It's the same thing. Why am I not getting that crap? There was a guy who was going to start. Maybe they were. I think Cheese was talking about his article. Some 2K guy in like one of the later games.
Yes. Well, Sam Huff is catching at 2K.
No, it wasn't him. It was somebody else.
The other guy's not playing. I don't think.
Oh, okay.
So. Yeah, I've got to change my lineups now because Texas's lineup is a little bit different than what I expected. Shoot. Let's do that. Okay, so that makes it get a little bit off of that.
So I'm going to do one more. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to share my screen. Why is it doing this? This is screwed up.
What?
Oh no, nothing. Literally nothing. Like it's a spreadsheet, bro. I'm trying to figure out why the new projections are not going on to Sabres in the way I want them.
Oh, got it. All right, well, let's talk through the slate. I'll keep talking, I guess, just because.
Yeah, sorry, I just have to do this.
It's cool. It's cool. I just can't tell. Thanks a lot, brother. And we need the problem is, Sheets, you're the one whose opinion we need because you've been a lot hotter than I've been. So we need to build on air if we have to, or whatever, bring out anything that whatever happened on Friday. All right. So again, the one stack that I thought I was going to be a lot more on that I didn't end up getting too much was Milwaukee. And I'm kind of a little bit concerned about that, I guess I would say. Like they're actually not as popular as I thought they were going to be. They have cheap pieces in the lineup. You've got Mark Canha in there at fifth at 2,700. I think that's a good stack that I would take a shot on if I wasn't, so high on Atlanta, Texas, Boston as filler pieces. And actually, who's really cheap you can play really cheaply is Toronto. In my Strider Cole lineups, I did end up with some Toronto stacks because they are very affordable. And you've got like Davis Schneider's leading off at 2,700. Davis Schneider versus Michael Massey day, I guess. The two cheapos at second base. This Davis Schneider, though, hey, how about it? The highest you'll ever see for a guy in terms of average fantasy points. He's averaging 20 fantasy points per game, which is pretty incredible for a hitter. Yeah, I think I like him better than I like Massey a little bit. All right. What are you guys doing with your lineups today? Talk about some stacks you like. I know there was some talk in chat. There was, people talking a little bit about Kansas City. I know that I'm not personally going to stack against Bello, but Kansas City is one that came across. I thought about the Mets earlier, and I kind of have gone away from it. That game's still a little bit iffy, but I think the Mets are a very, very reasonable stack. And I think playing the other side with Scott McCarty was talking about the Cubs. And I think they're both reasonable to take shots on. I mean, it's really good hitting weather in New York. Just keep in mind, though, that it's still not a great hitter's park. It's not like we expect the ball to fly out. It's not like this is 20 miles an hour at Wrigley or something. The Met Stadium it makes far less of a difference, but still, it's a pretty reasonable spot for I think both teams. And I mean, look, this was the Mets. The Mets lineup, you've got the cheap Vientos. You can play at third, and you could still get Alonso in there. And I think that they're actually a pretty interesting stack. Also, if I was playing more lineups, I think the Mets and Brewers would be my favorite ones to get to. But I'm just not quite getting there. So you guys can plug those two teams in because they're guaranteed. They're guaranteed. I
kind of like the not I like. I mean, I'm just drawn to this Kansas City thing, but I'm gonna do another build. I'm gonna do another one.
Yeah. The only thing I just want to warn people about Kansas City is that like Bello doesn't get hit like very hard. That's the only thing I would say, and it's a bad lineup. It's just they seem so appealing because of their prices.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But on the other side of the game, you basically have the same thing with Boston.
What do you think Peralta is going to be on with 50%?
Somewhere in that range in the higher buy-ins. Yeah. And to answer that question, Jolly's asking who I'd recommend from Colorado. I don't recommend anyone from Colorado, personally. If you want to play somebody as a one-off or something, play Nolan Jones or something like that. But I don't have any interest in trying to stack Colorado. Yeah, maybe live.
So let's take a look. Hold on, I'm going to share my screen in a second. I'm going to take a look here. Let's make sure I have the right file.
Jason, I'm in on the Texas stack, by the way, and I know you just wrote that one in there. I like that.
Okay, let me. Where's my screen? All right, share screen. All right, let's just see what I already did. Let's see what I get here, and then I'm going to see where I want to tweak.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a first time I ran this, I was getting all kinds of lines with lot of money left on the table. I don't want to do that tonight.
Yeah.
So I'm making a minimum of 49 too. No reason, just made it. I just made it up.
Oh, see, look, you start doing this, and Jolly says he can smell the 100K already. This is what happens, Sheets.
I guess.
This is what we're waiting for.
I guess.
Finalizing up the build.
Now this is the MME stuff. This is so again. I can't avoid this Kansas City stuff. It's like crazy. So what I'm going to do for the MME is, like I said, I'm going to X out the 4 2s, X out the 4 3s. I'll keep the rest kind of as is. The 4 4s are my lucky ones last time, so I'll keep that in. I want to see what I'm getting here. So once again, all this Kansas City, I just can't play all this Kansas City. So I'm going to reduce to 50%. I don't know what else to say.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, maybe we'll get some Atlanta. Ooh, God knows what these lineups are going to look like. Ooh, I like that. Okay. Now let's see what these pitchers look like. All right. So I am getting 30% Cole Reagans. What could go wrong? All right.
There you go.
The one thing I want to do is I want to upgrade my Cole to 30%. That is the one thing I wanted to do manually. I did like him.
Yeah.
So Peralta, Strider, Reagans, Cole, Walter Chuck with it. Okay. So this is.
Yeah, I'd be pretty okay with all of those things.
Yeah, let me just make sure the stack types. Let's get rid of these again. Cole Reagans, that's really it's like actually something you can play in today's society. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it is a bad lineup. I mean, it's a good hitting weather in Boston, but Cole Reagans just put up 29 in his last start.
He did somehow against the worst team in baseball.
Against the Mets, the falling apart Mets.
Falling apart Mets.
But yeah, I mean, it's just it also is like leverage against the Red Sox, and this is a slate that I think it actually does make it a little bit of a difference. But it's a pretty ugly lineup for the Red Sox, I have to say.
Is Ref Snyder hitting first?
Yeah. Seemingly, like, my first thought is like, this seems like a bad idea, like with Ref Snyder. But I always feel that way with Ref Snyder, and I'm doing it. He's in my biggest DraftKings buy-in.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good play. I mean,
it's fine.
I presume you're not being chalky at your pitcher somewhere, right? I mean, like.
No, I'm stacking Texas.
There you go. I mean.
I think I'll be all right with the Texas stack in terms of ownership. Yeah, I think they're low enough just to make it in there for me.
Okay, so let me take a look and see first of all what all this looks like. We'll do the same thing we did last time. So according to Sheets, this is again I'm basically catching up. So yeah. Peralta and Strider I have is clearly the best plays.
Yeah,
and then after that. I got a point per dollar play on Reagans, Cease, Webb, Waldichuk, they're all whatever. So both these guys are going to be really, really popular, Peralta and Strider, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I have Cole, as I mentioned, just kind of projected kind of crappy down here. Okay, let me go to my stacks, see what they look like. I'll go just backtrack and see if I can hand build something that's different than what I have MME wise. All right, so as far as stacks go, I mean, obviously Atlanta and Texas. I don't know why I'm getting all this ownership out of Texas, but again, I've been screwing around with the projections here. Milwaukee still looks pretty good, I guess. Boston, I have worse than Milwaukee. Then there's Kansas City. So I'm just trying to see if there's anything I didn't think about. Kansas City, Milwaukee, Toronto. That's interesting. The Schneider guy's been doing stuff, right?
Yeah, he's played 3 games, but yeah.
Yeah. KC, all this KC stuff. So so now we're going to go back to your takes here. So your favorite, your main pitching combo is going to be what? Peralta and one of the non-Striders?
Peralta C's is my current biggest buy-in on DraftKings, or Dunn Sandoval. Those would be the 2 favorites for me.
Yeah. I don't. I see Cease is like the same ownership as Webb. I can't imagine that's the case. I have to think the Webb is going to be lower owned than Cease. How do you play Webb with Peralta 200 less?
I think that it's actually a reasonable pivot.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of the actual ownership. Boy, this Reagan's. I'm really going to do this? Yeah, why not? Something to do. Yeah, that's right. Correlates with the Kansas City staff. You get the worst pitcher with the worst hitters. I love it. So how much better can you get? Oh, I know who I wanted to think about. The Yankees. The Yankees are pretty chalky. I mean, not chalky. I mean, Bauer's at 15%. But aside from that, too much. Monasterio from Milwaukee. Looks like good value. And Turang. And Kanha, all those guys are really cheap.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm sort of surprised that the ownership doesn't look like it's going to be higher than it is currently.
Well, let's see. What does that look like? Let's just see what that looks like. What does that look like? Let's play Peralta with all these Brewer guys. Kanha's hitting 5th. Okay. Turang's always done well for me. And the Monasterio. And then I could play and then we could play an actual player, although Adames isn't playing tonight.
I don't think he's in the lineup.
Adames is not playing tonight. So if you played 4 of these, I mean, I could play Strider and Peralta with this if I wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you can do it, it makes a lot of sense. But I also think that, maybe to get a little bit different or maybe be able to spend a little bit more, you could also play Cole.
You want Strider and Cole.
Or Cole and Peralta, I'm saying.
Right.
I think they both make a lot of sense.
And then you could get, if you wanted to play the Boston, I would probably play Casas.
There's something crazy with your projections on one player.
I know. Which one, though?
It's Beto.
Obidi?
Beto. Osvaldo Beto. He's currently, you've got him as the second highest owned pitcher. And I don't think anyone's going to play.
No, I don't think that's the case. Yeah. Let's see.
Just throwing it out there. It wasn't like
let me just see. Yeah, I told you I was messing around with it just now.
Yeah, it's the biggest gap I've seen between your projections.
No, I've literally been messing with the sheets right now.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be the case. That's really messed up. Hold on a minute. This is FanDuel. There's DK. Yeah, there's got to be something wrong with that. Who? How do you spell it?
Actually, they all look like it now. Like you've got like Peralta at 1% ownership.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's not uploading right for some reason.
Right. It's uploading. Okay. I'll ask Scans about it at some point.
No. It's me. I'm.
Okay. I didn't realize that. Yeah.
But this is what it's supposed to look like, and then what does it look like on the site? Hold on, let me just see. Should probably put the old ones up. What does this look like up there? Projections. Yeah, they look good here on my end, but like I'll show you. Like this is what the raw sheet looks like.
Mm-hmm.
That should be right on the site. It should look exactly like this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not showing up there like that, you're saying?
No, let me just try and refreshing it. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it is. Here, 1 second. Main slate. Yeah, there just must be some glitch or something.
I think I must have added another column or something. I don't know.
We'll figure it out at some point. But the sheets are already up on the site anyway, so it's.
They're what?
They are. You have it up on the site anyway. The main site, not on SaberSim, but
Oh, so SaberSim is where it's wrong.
yeah, SaberSim does.
Oh, that's what I was asking you. Okay, so okay.
Oh yeah, I've never looked at the other ones. I actually only do it.
That's all. I can't control how it goes to SaberSim. So
That's weird though. But if something that is something I should probably talk to Skins about.
and now I got to log in. Now I got to go find my phone because I need the two-factor authentication to log in.
Yeah, the two-factor authentication. All right, guys, dropping any other questions or thoughts. Not a whole lot else to go over on my end, but I'm happy to reiterate any of it. And Sheets may have some more nuggets that he might get into. I just don't. I don't know yet, so I don't have a whole lot else. Yeah, see, it's you just have to ignore Sheets' projections on SaberSim completely. They're just don't look at them. Just look at SaberSim's projections. Use that as a baseline for right now, or look at Sheets on the actual site, because there's no way.
I'm trying to log into the site here. So
yeah. Logan Webb as the highest owned pitcher. That would be fun.
I'm going to guess that it's wrong on the site. That's what I'm going to guess. Let's just see. Because otherwise,
yeah, it's just
on SaberSim.
Yeah, I mean that's all I see on the SaberSim.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why it's not coming over there correctly.
Yeah, it's a little strange, but I'll ask Skins about it. We'll get it fixed, guys. Don't worry about it. For right now, we can just do this. What else?
I guess if I were hand building, that's what this is what I'd probably do. I mean, I'm still staring at my screen, right? I mean, I would probably play.
Yeah, you got it.
The Milwaukee, the
I like it.
The Milwaukee's. Who do I play shortstop though? Oh, this is terrible. Maybe Milwaukee doesn't work. Can I just play Atlanta? I mean, I don't want to play Arcia.
I have no problem with playing Arcia. This guy's awesome. I think that the people don't realize how good these guys are for Atlanta are. Like, didn't Arcia start the All-Star game? Like, he's hitting 300. Like, and we act like everybody just doesn't want to play him usually, but I love him.
Are you able to afford Seager or no?
In my main line, my biggest buy-in, yeah.
Yeah.
I have Seager. I had to make one choice of the spend-ups not to play, and unfortunately I chose Simeon, which is probably going to backfire. But just because I had the value at second base, I could do that, and I wanted to play Seager and Garcia.
So I guess I have nothing other than the Kansas City crap. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't have much else.
Well, you had the Milwaukee. That's a real thing.
I'm trying, but I can't make it work. I can't put a shortstop in.
Yeah.
Let me see. Toronto. Maybe Toronto's the idea. Let's see what that looks like.
I think Toronto makes a lot of sense.
Another non-shortstop. Oh, so you get Schneider leading off. Okay. Let's see what Toronto guys I would get here. It would be Schneider, Jansen, Belt, Guerrero. I don't know, Biggio, Varsho maybe.
As you always say, it sounds pretty good to me. I'm good with all of them. I like that. I like that the Toronto a little bit. I think it is crazy how cheap Cleveland is too. By the way, there's a lot of just value out there today. Which the more I think about it, the more I think Peralta, Cole, and Strider are going to be significant. They're all going to be significantly higher owned than they're projected.
So you can do this. And then what Boston guys? Let me see. Mets guy. Mets. Look at these guys playing for the Mets.
Still Alonso and Lindor in there.
He does. Texas has no third baseman.
Texas has no third baseman.
I don't know. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. This is like looking really ugly. Sorry about this, guys. And this is just I guess a bad slate for me. I don't know.
What's the best way to put weight towards a single team on SaberSim? Just tell the
that I can show you. Okay, sorry, that I can show you. Actually, that I can actually be somewhat useful with that. All right, so I'll re-log in. I will show you exactly what to do. Let me reshare my screen.
Yep.
So let's say you get a build. You first build. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay, the first thing to do is build anything. So you want to start from the beginning. We'll start from the beginning. So let's we have our projections in. We'll go all the way back to home. Let's say you have regular projections in, whatever it is. Then you build however many lives you're going to build. So let's say you build. Let's build 150 just for purpose of illustration. If you're going to build 150, you should set it to the 150 max settings. So here, let's not put in a minimum salary for now. Okay, and I think it's really important to not set like your limits beforehand. I think what you should do is first build as is, and then you back into, or you then you adjust afterwards. I forgot honestly why that's the case, but I remember that being the right order of operations. Is to first build it as is, and then get back. Okay, so now you have this. So again, I'm going to answer your question, but for the first thing I would do is mess with these stack types, okay? But if you wanted to limit a team, you go to team stacks, and it's really weird. The first thing you want to do is you click this button here that says auto apply exposures off. This way that when you make a change, it'll automatically make the change. So if you, I don't know, want to have less than only 30% Kansas City, you just go right here, you put in 30, and then 30, and you click anywhere else on the screen, and it automatically reduces everything to 30.
Mm-hmm.
And that's I think that's the quick answer to your question. And let's just say that the Mets you want to have at least 15.
I put in the minimum exposure because you're not gonna get 30% by putting in the maximum. You're just gonna not go above. So I would put in a minimum exposure.
Oh, so you want to have an actual amount?
Yeah, a way to put weight towards a certain team, not a way.
Yeah, well, you could screw around. I mean, like it's let's say you want So let's say you want 15% Mets, you just put it in right over there.
Yeah.
Okay? And sometimes if it jumps above to 30, then you could say, actual 15 or something like that. You can do that also. But that's, to me, is the fastest way to do it. Is just literally like that. This is actually not bad. Look at this. This is the way you don't get so much Kansas City. Now you're getting all these Cubs. This actually is not the worst in the world. I'll tell you what. If I go with this build and I make all the money, Jesse, you get a prize. I don't know exactly what it is, but you get a prize. It actually isn't bad. Chicago, KC, Atlanta, and this is where I'm going to get all those dumb pitchers. Yeah, the Cole Reagans and all them, and Drew Smiley. And again, I have to force in. I would force in the Garrett Cole. I just don't get that at all. That projection. Mm-hmm. And I would go like this, and then Peralta would be my highest owned, then Cole Strider, and then like a lot of crap. Matter of fact, this really isn't bad. I kind of like all of this. If you want to know the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll tell you this, and that's 150. And then after you do that, by the way, and after you mess around, I would go back to your stack types again to make sure that you're not getting. I mean, I shouldn't say make sure you're not getting 4 threes. I don't want to imply that you can never play 4 threes, let's just say that you make sure you get what you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I would go back. Mostly Kansas City. This is actually a little more reasonable. But the thing is also the slate. With the exception, you can look at it a couple of ways. With the exception of Atlanta and maybe Texas, there's really not. There's some good pitching options, which means like the team totals are low. I mean, there's not a lot of bats on the slate.
Yeah, I actually feel like I like enough of the stacks. I really like 6 or 7 stacks. Yeah, but I understand. I mean,
I just don't know how many points this I don't know, but I suspect that the scoring's a little low.
See, what you're saying would be, I know what Cheese would say if he was talking like your thing. He would say Cheese is good. I'm talking Cheese is good. He would definitely always say, well, that makes it not a stacking slate. Like that makes it, if you don't love the stacks, then you should be getting 4-2-2s and 4-3. And by the way, he's a guy who plays a ton of that stuff. He's probably the most successful baseball player ever, and he plays a ton.
Probably is, right?
Yeah. I mean, within reason, guys who aren't putting out $250,000 a day, you know what I mean?
Right.
And playing $150,000 in cash and playing every tournament that exists. And I always took that as a, in general on the big slates, the 5-mans, but sometimes these other ones, I think the 4-2s and the 4-3s make a little more sense than they ordinarily would.
But I didn't even mean it with respect to what your stack exposure should be. I just meant like in general, like what kind of scores to expect. In other words, like should this be a slate where you should just prioritize? I mean, really prioritize the pitching and just like just hope it's enough. I don't know.
Yeah, and you also have a bunch of really cheap options that you could go with in certain stacks. So that's what I'm saying is that the more people look at this, they're going to be able to get to Strider a lot easier than they think.
Right.
And I just have a feeling that ownership is going to spike.
And at the end of the day, like my Kansas City stacks is going to be probably just like super mega chalk at the end of this.
Well, the only reason maybe not because we have Boston who's cheap on the other side. Then you've got the cheap like Schneider leading off for Toronto at 2,700. You got like enough other cheap bats.
All right, so this is what we'll do. We got to do something useful here. I got to be able to do something useful. So let's do the big buy-in on FanDuel. Actually, I don't know why I would change it because this is like just so perfect. But we'll go backwards. I might not even change it. Right now, it's Kansas City and the Yankees with Peralta. I mean, like, let's just see.
You're probably good there. Ownership.
Well, let's just clear the field. All right. So you mentioned you were only playing Strider, or you were only playing Peralta on FanDuel. I'm
not playing any Peralta on FanDuel. I don't understand it. I think the ownership is a joke. I have no idea why at the virtual same price people would play Peralta over Cole. I just don't understand it. And he's close enough to Strider, so I would only play Cole or Strider, especially considering Peralta is going to be just as high owned. I just personally, that's just the way I would treat it.
Yeah, the Cole projection is, I'm just not interested in that projection.
Yeah.
So I agree. I think that you should just, if you're gonna play Peralta, you may as well just pony up 1,000. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, for Strider. Yeah, or 500 for Cole. I think that those are very reasonable, and I think that Logan Webb is a reasonable option around it. So I did think it was a good slate to try and you want to win the position, obviously, but like is Peralta really winning this enough of the time to where he at 1,000 cheaper is going to be more owned possibly? Like this doesn't make any sense to me. But I don't mind him as with your lineup. I don't mind it because you don't have to worry about ownership. It's just not what I'm doing. I think he's getting a little bit over projected. And it's weird because the White Sox literally were the same team as the way we talked about Colorado 2 weeks ago. And now we're acting like the White Sox are a huge threat. I don't really understand.
I think that it's Yankees, Mets, Milwaukee. But I like Yankees, Mets, Milwaukee over here.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Why is Atlanta so low owned? They can't be, right?
Atlanta just can't afford them.
We can afford. Let's see. Let's see who can we afford? Who can't we afford?
I mean, you can afford 4 of them if you play only minimum cost guys elsewhere.
Acuna, Albies, Olsen, and Riley. Let's see how much all that is. just for fun.
Yeah, there's no way that's.
No, I know. It's just, the good thing is it doesn't cost anything to put these in before and not save it. Riley, and then just to see. Oh, this is no wonder I was getting lineups with like Waldachuk on FanDuel.
Yeah.
And then Olsen, he was the other one. I said Olsen.
Yeah,
boy, these guys are so expensive. That's so funny.
$50 each.
If you do that, that's how you end up getting the cheapo pitcher.
I do have a 3-man Atlanta stack, and I went the other way. I played Murphy, Albies, and on FanDuel Ozuna.
Well, let me ask if they do in fact go off, right? So who are there any cheap guys in the Yankees? Let's see. Well, you get Volpe. He's not even that cheap. I mean, well, what's Bowers over here? He wasn't even that cheap. He was like 28 or something, right? 2,900. Just want to see what all these things. Nah, I can't do Atlanta. Let me see. What does a Mets Yankees look like? Because the Mets, at least, I'm pretty sure that I can play a shortstop.
You can play Vientos.
Oh no, there's not even. You're telling me Lindor's not playing? Yeah, Lindor's playing, right?
Yeah, I'm saying Vientos is the cheap option.
Right. I just want anybody.
Lindor.
So definitely have to play Alonso.
Playing Alonso. Everyone else is just like I would probably double pair Alonso and Alvarez personally if I was playing
Nemo.
Because nobody doing that.
Who's better, Alvarez or Ortega? I mean, Ortega.
Ortega, that's not a real question. I mean, Alvarez is
Alvarez.
It's not
I'm just talking this out.
No, I'm sorry. I was trying to figure it out because I thought maybe they were the same price. Are they?
No.
No, okay. I just want to make sure. I wasn't trying to say it to you. I was just like trying to.
Now, once again, let's just say that I play Peralta. What am I left with? 26.25 a man.
Yeah, which you can do, but also you could just play Vientos instead of one of those guys. It's not like you have to play Nimmo and it's lefty-lefty matchup, even though it's fine.
I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Just we're gonna be transparent, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna play this exact lineup I had right from the beginning.
All right, let's do it.
We're gonna play I get Stanton and Judge and Bobby Witt. That's who I get.
I like it.
I get then a bunch of other stuff.
150 fantasy points right there.
That's it. And look at some of these FanDuel ones. Here's a Waldachuk with the Braves. I knew I had them somewhere. Sure, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Well, hey, if the Braves screw up like 12 runs in the first inning, I need Waldachuk to get like 9 fantasy points.
Yeah. It's true. I might run in a minute. I literally have not had a piece of food in at least 24 hours, and I did a 2-hour workout today. I need to eat something. I'm like a little lightheaded.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what would happen to my body if I did the 2-hour workout. Okay. I guess good luck, everybody. And just to recap what I'm doing, I'll just say, I'm doing a whole bunch of Kansas City on DraftKings. Also hold on, I will tell you exactly what I have. I mean, my exact exposure. Let's do that. How about that? Incoming to exposures, view exposures, MLB. Yeah, mostly Kansas City, pretty much. But then there's as far as pitching, it's Peralta, Strider, Cole, and when you do that, that's how you get all this stuff. Then some Chicago. Cubs, I guess, would be next, then Toronto, Boston, and some Mets. I'm really not getting much of any of the Braves. And the other thing is that we have different things to root for also, because I don't have Texas and Bobby does. So if I don't get anything going on my Kansas City people, then and Texas is the late night hammer, I'll be up rooting for all the Texas. So
Texas and Atlanta.
Yep, you got it.
All right. Well, good luck, buddy. Have a good night. Good luck, everybody.